Hello there and welcome. My name is Linda and this is my channel Linda T70. I hope you're feeling well today and it's really good to have your company. If you're a regular viewer, good to see you again, and if you're a new viewer, just happened to land on my channel by mistake, I hope you enjoy the content and I hope to keep you, hope you'll stay with me. With regard to my last video when I mentioned, I showed you my dogs and about the dog collar situation, I just wanted to thank everybody for all their lovely stories about their dogs. I know that that's not everyone's cup of tea, and if you see doggy or dog in the title of a video you might think, oh, but it was kind of a one-off thing because as I said, I'm going away. I'm not going away till July. I think I might have confused a few of you thinking I was going very, very soon, but we go when the school holidays start. And so if you've got any ideas of any additional equipment that would help us on our journey with the dogs, literally the journey, and when we're there, do let me know. But it was really nice to have your feedback, and it's obvious that I know not everyone's a dog person. Lots of people are cat people and lots of people like other sorts of animals, but it's obvious that dogs have a very big part in our lives if we own them. Enough of that. There's a few things to get through today. I thought I'd just show you quickly what I'm wearing. I don't really do outfit of the day. I keep thinking I will, but then I think, oh, I'm not really going anywhere, so I don't know what to put on. So I've got my, without trying not to move the camera because it squeaks all the time, I've got my Peacock's t-shirt. This is the first time I've worn it, with the star on the front. And I'm going to have to move this creaky creaky thing. Oh, it's better. These are just my, very professional this, isn't it? These are the Asda jeans that I bought. So I'll go back a bit. I mean, there's no point in me showing you like that, is there? There we go. And just got some sort of pumps on with them. So yeah, I'm quite pleased with these jeans, and this t-shirt seems to feel really nice as well. Don't really want to talk to my stomach. Oh dear. Right, there we go. I just tighten that up a bit. Right, there we go. So yes, thank you for all the doggy information. That was great. Now there's a couple of things I was going to do today. I went into our loft yesterday to look for something, and I remembered that I had a couple of magazines up there. No, not those sort of magazines. I found two magazines, one of which is this. Now, if you're watching from overseas, I don't know if Prima is an international title, probably not, but this is Prima magazine, and it's 75p this cost in February 1988, and there's a reason I'm showing you this magazine. Now I've got a couple of copies of this, and this is because, well, for a very good reason. So there's also a woman magazine. Now you can see I've put some note things in there just to just talking points really. So this magazine is woman magazine from, dogs have seen a cat in the garden, honestly, sorry. This is from the 11th of September 1976, which just happens to be the day I got married to my previous husband, but I don't think there's any significance in this being kept for that date because this was my mum's, and when she died and we went, she didn't throw anything away. When she died and we went to clear out her flat, this was there, and I thought, well, I'll keep that as a bit of a memento because it's quite interesting to look at magazines that are back in the day. So I thought I'd just show you this. So the woman magazine, as I say, so what's that, 48 years or something. We've got the sort of things on the front, what's showing you what's in the magazine. We've got Sinatra, Can Wife Number 4 Keep Him Happy? What the Butler Said, Real Upstairs Downstairs Life Today. There's something to do with a Bristow shampoo and polymer conditioner for normal hair. And knit this cover caftan, first of our makes of the week. Lovely, isn't it? But then I suppose, you know, you could wear that today and it wouldn't really look out of place. You might not want to, but there was a couple of things that I noticed inside, and I just wanted to show you, because I imagine that in 1976 I worked in a shop, and I think my wages, I'm lying, I worked in a shop in the early 1970s. 76 was the year I got married, and my salary, if you can call it that, my wages from a shop were less than £8 a week, which was great because £8 seemed like a lot and I could buy clothes and I could buy makeup and I could buy whatever I liked then, because I lived at home with my parents like most of us did of our generation. But some of the prices kind of surprised me. But this article I noticed, and it's called "Would Your Body Pass Its MOT?" So as I say, 48 years ago, and you would never get away with an advert like this now. So we've got men leering out of a car, a girl running past, and well, rightly so, you wouldn't get away with that now, but yeah, we all kind of put up with it in those days. Not that I was ever running like that past a car with all men leering at me, but you know. And then the next thing I noticed, which I thought you might be interested in, was the price of coats. Now, bearing in mind you can go into Asda, or probably the other, you know, the Peacocks and the Bon Marchés and that, and buy coats and jackets very reasonably priced. Now, there's an advert here for C&A. Oh, don't we miss C&A? Wasn't it just the greatest shop for years and years and years? It was just, you'd go you buy your maternity stuff in there. Do you remember you used to have those things with little collars, Peter Pan collars, and great big old loose dresses? I think that was the only place you could buy them apart from Mothercare. But anyway, so this is Sixth Sense at C&A, which I presume was a kind of a premium brand. I must turn my phone off. And they're asking for the full length coat, £33, and the 3/4 length coat, I think it is, £27. And I think that must have been hugely expensive, although C&A wasn't, was it? It wasn't an expensive shop. But I can't get to grips with that. I mean, I suppose you'd go into Asda now and buy, I haven't really bought any coats in there for ages and ages, but probably around the 30 mark. So I would have thought that was really quite expensive, but there we go. So I just thought that was quite interesting. And then what was the other thing in there? Oh yeah, this article about Frank Sinatra. It lists, look, it's not even like proper photos apart from that one there with him cutting the cake with, I think it was his last wedding? Barbara Marx. I think Barbara Marx was his last wife. And he obviously had a bit of a ding-dong with Lauren Bacall, because there's an image of her here, you know, an artist. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not showing this very well. Do this. An artist sort of version of her. And then we've got Ava Gardner. We've got Mia Farrow. We know he was married to those. She is meant to be Lana Turner. Don't know about that. This one is Juliette Prowse, an actress from back in the day, and I think this was his first wife. So yeah, it's funny how they've just done all these sort of artist impressions. You wouldn't get an article like that anymore, really, would you? And the last thing they've got a problem page at the back, and I don't know if you're easily offended. I hope not. This is Anna Rayburn. If you remember her, she used to do a lot of TV and stuff. Let's get rid of this bit of paper. In the sort of 70s and 80s, I suppose. She's still going though. I did check on, I went to Mr. Google and had a look. And this made me laugh. She says, as I say, I hope I'm not, this is nothing risque. You can imagine in a 48-year-old woman magazine, but I don't want you to be offended. I have been using the pill for 9 months now. And although I've had no side effects, I've not yet experienced an orgasm. It's got to the stage where I'm no longer interested, and my fiancé, whom I love very much, is depressed and blaming himself. Well, The first thing I'd say, if I don't think she says this at all, Anna Rayburn, but the first thing is I would say it's a bit of a stretch to think that the pill was that good that it was going to give you your orgasm. And secondly, I'd just ditch the boyfriend, really. I wonder if she ever married him. I wonder if she did. There's no name or anything. Not that I'd ring her up and ask her, but I thought that was quite amusing. But anyway, so that was Woman magazine. That's the sort of stuff. And there's also loads of cigarette adverts, which of course you'd never see today. All different brands of cigarettes in there. So we fast forward to February 1988, Prima magazine, a 75p. And I did check this is still going. I don't know if it's just online, but I think it's a physical magazine. You can subscribe to it, so probably not. So we got 4 pages of new look fashion, dressing 10 pounds slimmer. Suddenly it's red, 16 plus by male. I think that means size 16 plus, which would have been a bit of a novelty in those days. Beauty at a stroke, the right tools for flawless finish. That hasn't really changed, has it? Posh pasta, 15 collectible cook cards, and start your plant card collection. And there's also recipes in there for like 150 things to do with plums, if you see what I mean. And loads about knitting patterns. Well, I don't know if they're still in magazines. I've never been a knitter, but there's how to make lampshades as well in here. Now, could I please draw your attention to the dressing 10 pounds slimmer bit. So in 1987, Prima, well, I used to buy it every week, whoops, and Prima had this little article saying, if you would like to model, if you're size 16 plus, and you would like to model some clothes for us and do a fashion shoot for us, please write to this address. Now, basically, I wrote to that address, and it's a bit strange really, because I've said this before, I'm really shy, really self-conscious, really, I don't really like drawing attention to myself, but then sometimes there's just something. Anyway, I didn't tell my my previous husband, who I was married to then, I didn't mention anything to him, because I didn't think I'd hear anything more. But they wrote back to me and they invited me to do the shoot, like a modelling shoot. So I went up to London, their offices in London. There were 2 or 3 other girls, so it wasn't just me. That was on the first day that I met these people. And I'm just trying to find the picture here. And they gave us lunch and everything. They were ever so nice to us. And they had a big rack of clothes, and they said, well, why don't you all choose something that, to model. So I think what they wanted to do was just take some photographs of us and see who was the most photogenic, or which out of us were, not just, I don't know if they were just picking one or more than that. So I picked out this. Do you remember when those sort of jodhpur style bodysuit things were all the rage? And jumpsuit. And I would never in a million years have worn one of those. I mean, I was a lot thinner than I am now, but I still wouldn't have worn them because I was a bit more pear-shaped then. Well, I think I probably still am, but... So I picked, I'll show you, this outfit here. And that's a photo of me. And they took photos of us. But I didn't realise they were going to print these pictures. I was just doing it for a laugh, because I'd never normally wear something like that. And when they wrote to me and told me that they were going to use me in this article, which they did, I know, I complained to them about this outfit, and I said, but I don't think that shows me. I thought I'd look better when I turned up there. So they did change the wording, because this is the bit that they write, like the before, and oh yes, so-and-so is absolutely hopeless and they need our help to look reasonable so they can go out the front door. So they did change the wording, and they didn't say, well, she'd just worn this for a laugh, but, So anyway, I did this shoot, and they did my makeup and my hair, and I shall show you the first lot of garments that I wore. Okay, so that's me when I was what, 30, 34, just about 34 I think. There's the so-called before. I know this isn't a wonderful way of showing you these things, but you know, short of taking photographs of it, and frankly it's probably not that interesting for you. And I also got this big old picture. Again, I'm sorry if it's not the light. I do see the lights on the magazine. So, you know, the big old. So, and the thing was, when this magazine was published, because they say, oh yes, you know, it's coming out on whatever date it was, and you think this is exciting. I wasn't really sure, just before I say that, I wasn't really sure what they did with my hair was great, but of course it was the 80s, and I suppose a lot of people, and it's all top hairdressers, it wasn't any sort of, you know, proper makeup artists and everything, and they didn't really do my makeup the way I was used to doing it, but I thought, well, you know, it's a bit of a change, and they've made me look as nice as they can. Yeah, so I went, they said about when the magazine's coming out, so I went to the newsagents and probably bought 2 or 3 copies, because you think, oh. And when everybody that looked at those pictures, without exception, they all said to me, well, you look great, but you look better normally. So, you know, it's not really any sort of an improvement, which is kind of a nice thing for people to say. And I'm sure there was some people who were just saying that to be nice, but I wanted to come out looking, you know, absolutely, you know, all the before and afters you see everywhere, and the after, they always look sensational, and I don't really think I did really, but anyway. Oh, so just seen this flicking through. There's a picture of a lady in Burley, so she's got her suspenders on. Next to the article on brush up on tooth care. Anyway, I just thought I'd show you that, because I just thought it might be quite interesting. Perhaps it isn't, but I don't sort of think about this very often, but I do remember it was a nice day, and I was quite surprised that I beat other people to it. I do think now, though, looking back at these pictures, I think they kind of, you know how they, like the whole thing with the Princess of, not the Princess of, yeah, she's the Princess of Wales, isn't she? You know, with docking, altering pictures. I do think they did that. I mean, I'm sure I was a size 16, and I don't think I look a size 16 there. And the more I look at that photograph, it looks to me like somebody's done something to it. But if you're interested, that cotton navy white striped blazer by Java, sizes small, medium and large, was £31.95 in 1988, and I think that's a lot of money then. But because you can buy cheapest now. Look at this awful outfit here. I mean, what were they thinking? Oh dear me. But anyway, it's how to dress £10 slimmer. Seems to be get your photos, what do you call it, photoshopped, and then you whatever size you are, you'll look £10 thinner. So I just thought I'd show you that. Not very exciting, I know, but it's a little memory, a little story for you anyway. So me being in Prima magazine in February 1988, 75p, not me, the magazine. Yeah, so it was my little claim to fame, being a model for a day. Right, the other things I wanted to mention was, a couple of channel suggestions for you. The first ones I'll say, I'm not suggesting these 2 particular channels because they need viewers or they're new or anything, but you know I like the dead people thing, and I'm always looking for new, I mean, basically there's only so many ways you can, channels they can talk about dead people, is because, you know, because they're dead. But I found 2 new YouTubers. So one is, now I would say I'd link all this stuff, but I don't know how to do it, so you might need to rewind this if you're interested and get a pencil. One is called Phrasal Productions, and that is Freyzel, and it's an American guy, and he does, what does he do? He just goes to different cemeteries and talks about, it's a bit like some of the other channels I watch, but he's slightly different take. He goes around looking at graveyards and pointing out notable people and blah blah blah. But I found it quite watchable. He was quite watchable. And the other one is called Wit Docs, and that is WHITTDOCS. And I don't know if his name is Wit, his last name or something, but the docs is because he does little mini documentaries about. He goes to, this is another American channel, and he goes and visits cemeteries in the US and historical venues, and he does short documentaries about notable people. I don't think I'm explaining this massively well. So the first guy, Frazel, I'm not sure whether he does. I think he's from the south of the US, judging by his accent, and I think he did some documentaries and visits to graves of lots of like country and western singers. And I mean, I'm not sure that's not all he does. I've only just seen a couple of his videos. And Wit Docs, as I say, takes a bit more of a historical stance on things, and he goes and visits cemeteries in the USA and does a little, like I say, notable people, little documentaries about them. He was talking about somebody who came from Glasgow the other day, and who happened to live and die in the US, so that's why he was mentioned. They're not always terribly famous, but some of them are. So anyway, that was 2 suggestions. So that's Frazel Productions and Wit Docs. And also there's 2 ladies that I've been talking to on YouTube, and I'd like to just give you their details. The 2 brand new channels. You might have already found them. Hopefully you have. So the first one is called, the lady's called Jean, and her channel is called Nanny Gino. I did have trouble, because I always watch YouTube on my TV. I do watch it on my phone a bit, but not very often. I usually watch it on my TV, and I did, when I put it in the search, I couldn't find it, and I knew what I was looking for because she's been messaging me. So I'm not quite sure what's gone wrong there, but all I can hope is that over the time, you know, the more people look for her, perhaps it will come up. I don't really know. But so her name is Jean, and it's Nanny Gino, so Jeano. As I say, she's a brand new lady. She was like a lot of you are, and I was, watching people and thinking, oh, I'd love to give that a go. So, and I think she's been speaking to Tina from Tina's Talk Time as well. And I think we must have both been quite encouraging, because she's made her first video. She's, as far as I know, she's just done one. She might have put another one up since I checked, but she seems like the rest of us. She's probably going to do the same sort of content. The first video is a bit of an introduction, so go and give her a try if you can find her channel. The second person is the lovely Imogen from the Number One Ladies Club. She again has been chatting to me in comments and things, and wanted to try. And she's put her first couple of videos out. She tends to be, I don't think she's going to be doing quite the same content that, you know, lifestyle and try-ons and things, but she seems to be at the moment talking about health, which I think is something that a lot of us older people, you know, for example, she's got she's done a video about restless leg syndrome, and another one about, I think it's about skin cancers and treatment that she's had, so giving you the benefit of her experience. And I'm sure she won't mind, you know, she probably will want you to have a little chat with her and, you know, get to know her. So keep your eye on her. So that's Imogen from, then I have to write this down because I can't remember. The Number One Ladies Club, and Nanny Gino, and that's Jean at Nanny Gino. So if you want to give those 2 a look, please do so. That would be great, and I'm sure they'd appreciate it, because we all need to, you know, we all need to help each other, really, don't we? And talk about each other. I mean, there's room for all of us on YouTube. All of our different, everyone's different, and even if we do the same sort of topics. You know, you relate to the person, don't you? And if you like that person, you know, well, people watch me, so what can I say? But yeah, some people do really, really well really quickly, and some of us take a bit longer. I've taken a bit longer to get out there, but you know, I've got my lovely band of people that watch me on a regular basis, and I'm really grateful. I'm sincerely grateful about that, so thank you so much. I think that was it really. I don't have a lot of other things to tell you, so I am going to be making a video, putting a video up at the weekend, so keep your eyes open for that. No names, no pat drills. I will see you all again very soon. Next week I'll try and think of something else to talk to you about. So you take good care, and I'm sorry I keep saying all the time, I just can't help it. Oh, I'll tell you what, before you go, I'm looking out my door because this is the brightest part in the room, but it's, you know, I try not to sit in the you know, the masses of daylight, because I know it reflects on my glasses and that's a bit annoying. But anyway, this is, sorry, my helicopter's coming into land again. But you know, do you remember I showed you that the curtain thing for my back door to keep the flies and the wasps and things out, which isn't bad actually. I got it from Amazon for about 45 quid or something, and it was all right, but all the blooming beads keep falling off of it, and it's sort of going bald. So I don't really know what to do about this. It's just I mean, it's okay at the moment, but there's a little ridge in the bottom of the door, and it collects all the beads, and the dogs started to chew them because I thought they were little treats or something. They do look a bit like dog treats, so yeah, mixed reviews on that. I'm not really a massive fan. It does seem to keep them out, the insects out, but it's gradually losing all its beads. So if you saw that video and you think, oh, perhaps I'll get that, I wouldn't really bother. I'd go for something else. Anyway, you take care, see you soon, and yeah, have a good weekend, because the weekend's coming up soon. So see you then. Bye bye.